All right, hello everyone. So today is Sunday, and I want to do a bit of a short video because now there are a few newcomers to the club this week. And first of all, it's good to see, but I always underline that the club area is for people who really learned how to do what I'm doing so they can follow the information and get well at what we do, okay, and our style of trading. So if you're happy with your knowledge and you just want to use the extra hours and the swing days, that's fine. Okay. Because when you join, I assume you know what you're doing. Okay. If my assumption is wrong, I don't want to make an ass out of you and me, okay, by assuming. So if my assumption is wrong, what you have to do then, maybe if you want, that is, drop me a line and clarify a few things that might be a question mark for you. Okay. Now, every Monday, let me just go over it. Every Monday was what, 6th of November, right? There's a video every day. There are the Astro Hours every day. Sometimes you won't get the Astro Hours on Fridays because I don't work on Fridays really, okay? And sometimes I just go on a long weekend with the family and stuff. So sometimes, just doesn't work out. So I just don't have the time. So if you read the website, it says I work Monday to Thursdays, okay? But, if I can, I always like to put a video on Fridays as well and the Astro Hours on Fridays as well, just, for the courtesy just for courtesy purposes for the members, all right? So swing days every day, swing days here on Monday for all that I'm looking at, and the hours every day plus a video. So what do you have to do? Well, first of all, you can do a few things to be using this effectively. One, you can say to yourself, well, I'm just going to use the swing days to trade. Okay. Because the swing days means we're either going to have a swing, as it implies, or we're going to have a big day. Okay. So that's what it's implying. Because sometimes from the previous week, Friday can be a swing day. And then I can say again, Monday is a swing day. And, Monday could be a lower high than Friday, and it could just keep going down. Like with, sometimes we go through that with gold as well. Friday was a swing day. Monday also this week was a swing day. So gold made a, fall straight away. So we have to understand that swing days are good days to trade where we can expect reversals or nice push in the market. Okay. And then obviously using the hours on that swing day is great. And if you get the pricing, that's also triple great. So what we want to do with technical analysis, financial strategies, first of all, get our technical analysis right, which means, am I a buyer or a seller? At what price I'm going to do that? And the astrologer should give me, when should I do that? Okay. If I know when, it's a big advantage because I don't have to be stuck in front of the computer for the rest of the day. First of all, you just tire yourself out. Okay. Second of all, you're not sure of the price, whether you're right or wrong. So astrology actually increases our degree of accuracy in the trade. So my success rate is going up. And if I'm using money management, that's wonderful because with financial astrology and technical analysis together, I've got a really tight stop loss. Because if I've made a loss, if I was wrong, okay, for example, look, this was what is this? This is gold, right? So this is an astro hour for gold, for example, on Thursday, right? If I was wrong here, okay, and the market went lower, I would have been stopped out with a small stop loss. Okay. If I was, for example, short here, okay, and the stop loss was just above here, I either would have gotten stopped out, which is fine, okay, which is okay because it's a really tight stop loss. And that's it. Okay. If my stop loss was slightly higher, the sweep would not have affected me because that was a sweep where they took the stops out and just sold off. But at the end of the day, even if I did get stopped out at the high when I wanted to sell, that's okay because the stop loss is really tight. Okay. Same here. If I'm selling here or if I'm selling here, why am I selling here? If the market went down, broke that support, closed lower, comes up, retraces intraday into a swing hour under the opening, pivot, then I want to sell. Why? Because according to technical analysis, we said we should come down to here. I drew this for you guys on Friday, Thursday, whatever. This gap I drew ages ago. I said we will come back to this purple zone. And I recall putting these horizontal lines up there. We're going to tap into here. Okay. So you understand where we're going to. And on Thursday, the market retraces up. So Friday selling is an option. And selling at an astro hour is a good option, especially if it retraces into your astro hour and you just push down. Look here as well. It comes right into the astro hour. What does it do? It breaks the support. It breaks the low of Thursday. What does that tell you? It's going down. So any retracement up is a sell-off again. Where to? Into the technical analysis targets we had. And this is how you got to bring the target, the time together with your bias, your direction. Even if I get the direction wrong, let's say I went long. All right, let's do this. Let's say I went long here. Okay. And the market went lower and then higher and then lower. And I got stopped out. Okay. My stop loss would have been either here because it's tight. It should be tight. Okay. Or it's going to be what? It's going to be maybe, if I waited for this bar, maybe below there. Still tight. Okay. It shouldn't be out there somewhere. Okay. Another thing is, if the target is down here, why would you be buying here? Okay. So just think about those things. You don't want to be diving in just because it's an astro hour. We want to square time and price. But I'm doing it not according to Gann. This is not how Gann is doing it. This is according to how I'm doing it. For me, time and price matter when we're at a target and there's an astrological phenomena in the sky which I can read and say, that's it. This is when we're going to change. Okay. So these hours are obviously important. Look at them. The market makes a retracement up and then it just flushes down. Okay. Here it makes a high. What does it do? Why do I need to understand technical analysis? Because this is as high as Asia went. It sold off a little bit, goes back up, can't go any higher, doesn't go any higher, and sells off and makes a lower low. So this astro hour is a bit of a question mark. But if I'm a seller, I can sell here with a tight stop loss just above here, just above this bar here. I can do that. Why? It's really tight. What's that? Nothing. Compared to that, which is within intraday, is already probably about 1 to 2. Okay. So understanding what we're, technically and astrologically doing is really important. And sometimes it takes, not sometimes, it obviously takes time and practice. And it's a very unconventional way of doing things. But it's a very out of the box way of doing things, simply because we're doing something that nobody else is doing. We are at certain hours matching our price to an astrological event. And when it matches, that's where the light bulb turns on. Say, okay, this is the time. This is the place. This is where I need to get in. Even if you're not sure, but if you know technical analysis, you can always say, well, I don't know if we're going to sell or not. So what can you do? You're going to use breakouts, or you can use U-turns. If you've learned technical analysis from me, I teach you how to do U-turns as well at certain things. So when the market retraces and you want to do a U-turn, you can chuck a Yui at the astro hour, because then it makes sense. This is where the astrological phenomena happened, and we're turning down. This is the place to go south. Same with anything you're trading. SP 500. Look at that. Now, Friday was a swing day. So the market went down into Friday and then shot up. Even if you sold on Friday, look at this. This is a price target. These 3 levels were price levels, which I said you could sell at at an Astro hour. Why? Because we've got room to come down. It's Friday. We've got room to come down. And I also said all week, I said, guys, look out for this place here. Even on Thursday, I said it. Why? Because I said next week we've got an astrological phenomena happening. And it wouldn't surprise me if we close this gap suddenly. I said, be mindful. And I said, be mindful, I think on Thursday or even Wednesday. I said, you know what? Maybe you might want to just chill out with the indices and wait for next week. Okay, if you watch the videos, you'll hear me say that. Why? Because of this gap here, you needed to be careful. Now, let's say on Thursday or Friday, let's say on Friday, you sold here, right? Thinking we were going to go lower. That was not wrong. It was correct because the price was right. Astrologically, the hour was right. This is 11:30 UTC plus 3, 10:30 on the platform because the platform is 1 hour behind me. The market comes back to retest Asia. So you're thinking already, this is where I need to cover the trade, move stock forward, take a little bit of profit. And that's it. Even if you took no profit and just moved your stop loss into entry, you still should have been okay. But look what happens. I didn't have an Astro hour here. Okay. If I went in with a little bit more detail, I would have known something was going to happen here because I did check afterwards. Okay. However, once the market moved up and broke above all of those levels, what does that tell you? It means we're probably going to go up. So what does the market do? The market retraces into an Astro hour. Look at that. It makes a high at the Astro hour, retraces into an Astro hour, and then it's bye-bye. Going where? Going to the targets. I told you guys here. Let me just get rid of this as well. Okay, which I talked about here. Exactly making the target at the Astro hour. So this was a spot where you could have just gotten out and that's it. And that's all. And this is pretty much, at the closing of the market. Okay, so this is how you got to follow stuff through. Just one more example on the euro dollar. Now, euro dollar, remember the swing days were, I think, Monday and Tuesday. Okay, and look what happened there. This is, let me just double check if it was Monday or Tuesday. Swing days, euro dollar. Look, Tuesday and Thursday. Now, swing day, like I said, means either we're going to swing or we're going to have a big day. Okay, so this is your Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and that's your Monday, right? Now on Monday, remember we had all of the indices showing us Monday, plus gold is on Monday, right? Plus Bitcoin was on Monday. So on Monday, we needed to be careful in any case. But even if you said, you know what, I'm going to touch this just on Tuesday, okay? That's your Tuesday. And we talked about the market coming to the weekly pivot. If you bought here, you would have been already okay. Right on there. And if you take a look at Tuesday, that would have been Astro hours. Right on there. Plus on Wednesday, you could have done the same thing again at Astro hours. I think the Astro hour was here on the Wednesday. And then this is Thursday and Friday going sideways. So we didn't have anything on Friday. We didn't have anything on Thursday for the euro dollar. It was just, it was just Tuesday and Thursday. So we didn't have anything on Friday for the euro dollar. Thursday, okay, it made that high and dropped into Friday. So on Friday, you would not have done anything. On Thursday, you would have been a seller. Why? Because the market went up on Wednesday. So what you needed to do was, if it was a high, sell off, or if it made a lower low than Wednesday or the low of Wednesday, you would have been a buyer. So if you sold the high, you could have. If you bought the low, you also could have, for sure. Why? Because it was a swing day. So I'm either going to sell a high and follow the market in the direction of my bias, or if it made a low already, I can say to myself, you know what, if we make a low again or go lower than that previous low, then we can go the other way. So using the swing day and the Astro hour with the price, those are the only days you need to trade. If you've already seen that on Tuesday and Thursday, then Friday, better to keep out of this because we've got nothing happening on here. Okay. And then because we've got swing days on Friday for gold and for the SP 500, I think we had it for gold as well, right? Let's take a look. Gold, yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Friday. Look at SP 500, Dow Jones, NASDAQ. Friday, Friday. Bitcoin, Friday. Gold, Friday. All right, so obviously Friday is a big deal, but it doesn't come up here on the euro dollar. The only thing you could have done if you're trading just the euro dollar on Friday, you needed to take a look at the daily and say, well, we did go down because we've been going down, okay? So I can maybe buy. But this was tricky. Why? I would not have wanted to buy this. I would have wanted to sell this if it came up into a good buy kiss. You see what I mean? It's a little tricky, but you got to sell on the edges. So Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, look, Tuesday on the edges. This is the Venus line. All right. So market selling off the Venus line down. So the only way to trade that again after this impulse wave, if you wanted to sell it off, you needed to sell if it retraced upwards to go lower down. And because we're in the middle of nowhere here, you see it's a sandwich zone, you need to be extra careful. This is why the PST indicator is really important. Okay. And on the weekly as well, if I've made the target there in the beginning of the week on Monday, look, Monday, it's already made that hit. So I want to be going down. So on the retracements, I want to sell down. I could do the same for the weekly here. Remember with the SP 500, I said, if we come down here as well, this is a good buy kiss. You would want to go up. This is why we had 4,312 as a target all week. It didn't get there. It didn't get there and do that goodbye kiss. But on Friday, we wanted to go down there. It didn't go down there. But at the end of the day, you still should not have, lost money. Friday was a swing day, so it was either going to make a low or it was either going to make a high. So selling was not a bad idea. Okay. Once you understand, it's not going to sell because it's done a big push in an impulse wave up. Then the retracement would have given you enough to go up. Once it retraced into the Astro hour, then your stop loss should have been just below that green there, somewhere around here. And your first target would have been this white line here at 4368. And that would have been more than enough to cover it twice. And that's how you can trade these. So when you're doing intraday, the important thing is to be prepared. How can you be prepared? You got to draw your timelines. You got to put your prices there, and you got to put in your journal what you're going to do today. Am I a buyer or am I a seller? I could be both as well in a day. I can buy or sell. And I can say to myself, well, today I'm going to do both. I can do both. If the market goes down first, I'm going to buy. If it goes up first, I'm going to sell. All you need is time, price. You can do both if you're not sure on your bias from the daily time frame. Now, because we're doing things in a little, unconventional way, it's just how it is. Right? So we've got to kind of like get used to the time and the price working together. But you can see the advantage of using financial astrology. You're not stuck in front of the computer all day long. If you've missed an opportunity, you're not thinking to yourself, oh, I missed an opportunity. You can just say to yourself, when's the next Astro hour? Because you can now renew your technical analysis, wait for the next Astro hour and trade there to follow it up. You can do these things. You can enter on the retracement at an Astro hour as well. So it takes a bit of time to getting used to, but if you just think about the benefits, it's great because just having these hours and, knowing that the market can go all the way into an Astro hour there, right there. So once the market, you see, breaks out, then you're thinking to yourself, well, this could go all the way into 9:45, which is 10:45 my time. Well, then you can say to yourself, well, this is worth keeping a part of that trade open because I've already covered the trade. I'll keep the rest open at least until 9:45. And if this thing gets to a target, then I'll just close it off and call it a day. Okay, why you want to call it a day here? Well, it's pretty much closing. It's on a Friday. You don't want to be opening another position here thinking, well, leave it open on the weekend. You don't want to do that. So this is the kind of, I don't know, synchronization I think you guys need to get yourselves into. And we'll see how things pan out. But if you've got any questions, you can just shoot them through with the email. I don't do video blogs. I don't do a bunch of videos every day. I actually use YouTube to keep an archive for all the videos I've done for the day, because I can always go back to them and check them out and so on. So it's like a nice archive for me. And I don't do all this, videos and stuff. So this is just an informative video on what you can do, what you should do if you're in the members area, but you haven't, you don't know what I'm doing exactly, and this might give you a good idea as to how to approach things. Right, yeah, have a good Sunday.